What's going on to the latest edition of the Rise Above Potential podcast with Mr. Dreams to Reality. Mr. Dreams to Reality, and that's right, Coach Ford here. I hope y'all are doing good. Man, I got a dominating topic for y'all today. And the topic today is going to be make a decision. Make a decision. I don't care what type of decision you make a decision. And what do I mean by that? By picking something you can be great at, by picking something you can really go all in at and really appreciate that you're doing the work. For me, the last 7-8 months, developing my entrepreneur spirit, developing my business acumen, understanding who I am as a business person and as an entrepreneur, and how these things correlate to being a basketball coach. And there's a lot of similarity. There's a lot of things that correlate between being a basketball coach and running a business and everything in between. And there's a lot of life lessons, right? One of those things is the playbook, right? And understanding what it is that we're trying to accomplish. Who is it that I am as an entrepreneur and business owner, and still carrying my duties as a basketball coach. And so a couple of things for anybody that wants to be great. You have to make a decision to be great and know that it's not going to be. You're not just going to wake up and say, hey man, I'm the number one draft pick. That doesn't work like that. And even I fall victim to that mentality of, well, why is it not happening today? Why is it not happening for me today? I want this right now in this moment. And that's not how it works. And, thankfully God was revealing to me, at a time where I had my own transformations. I've had multiple transformations and development in my own life. And saying, okay, what is the nugget of truth? What is the nugget of focus? How did I go from here to here? And how do I grow and embrace my ability as a coach, an entrepreneur, as a dad? All of these things mirror each other. And so for y'all that don't know, I coach basketball or in a basketball academy. Most of my content is not centered around that. One, because that is my time. That is, who I am as an individual. And so it's getting harder and harder not to just blend who I am as Coach Ford and Coach Ford basketball and my Ford X Basketball Academy. And so when I was doing my last recording, I sat down and I was like, man, our academy has been pretty successful in terms of new concepts and consistency. And there's some things that's helped in that journey. There's some things that's helped develop that, having opportunities and God blessing situations. And so it's important to understand where I'm at in the journey. And so what I would tell you is anybody that's struggling, don't let your potential be your ceiling or your floor, right? Let it be the next level that you're going to. And so whenever I'm talking to athletes and I'm talking to these sports families, and it's easier to have these conversations in sports than it is in a day-to-day life, because it can be implemented right there. And for outside of sports, it's a little bit harder because you're not going to see that progress right away. You're not going to see the growth in a day. You're not going to see the growth in a month. You're not even going to see it in a year. And understanding that it just takes time, right? And anything that you're going to build or anything that you're expecting to be great at, it's going to take time. So for anybody that's looking for life lessons or life coaching, understand that there's a direction that you're going to have to go, and it's not going to be linear. It's going to be up, down, up, down. It's not going to be, oh, I'm just here and I expect to get the ball rolling. I posted something on my social media the other day. This is an uphill battle. It's a steep hill, but keep pushing forward. And what's that mean is I know that this battle that I'm going through is hard. I know that the journey that I'm trekking is hard. I know that. I know that for a fact. And I can't sit here and say, okay, it's all good and dandy, because that's just not the truth, right? I have my moments of weakness where I'm like, man, is this thing really going to happen? And it all comes into mind. It's all mental. And so, as I step back and I say, why is this aspect of business not coming so easy to me? And because I was conflicted. I was conflicted on, wanting to be something that I'm already am and fighting that I'm already of here. And so, this is growth and development. And so when I jump on this podcast, I'm showing you the journey. I'm showing you what it takes to become the best version of yourself. I'm showing you what it takes to unlock your potential within. I'm showing you this. So I wrote my action book. So I wrote an action book. This is not to sell you. You don't have to buy anything from me. What I'm saying is how to unlock the potential. And how do we do a better job of gauging growth, right? And a great book to read in is 10x is easier 2x, and then the gap in the gain. We can get caught up living in the game and not living in the gap. And what does that mean? From where that's that valley from where you were to where you're at, right? And not getting frustrated with the journey and the process of where you're going. And so I wanted to be very clear here that your journey is not linear, right? Your potential is just the launch pad to take you to the next level. Use your potential and cultivate your skills, cultivate your ability to serve other people. I believe every person, and if you check my videos, I say this consistently. I believe everybody needs, at a bare minimum, a team and a mentor. I believe everybody needs a team, mentor, and a coach, right? And you should compile your team and your circle and your group advisory to not only be sounding boards, but people that are going to be willing to give you honest feedback to what you're accomplishing, what you're trying to do. And so, when I decided to do the podcast, it's very hard not to compare, and comparison is the thief of joy, right? And so when I'm looking at, okay, this is what this podcast person's doing, what can I do a little bit different? This is what this person's doing, how can I shift how I'm doing here? I'm like, at the end of the day, I just have to be me, man. And you have to be you. But when I say that, don't be you where it's just about you. Be you in terms of how do you serve your neighbor, how do you serve the people around you. And had an opportunity that I just thought about it to serve my neighbor, but I'll get better at it and recognizing, oh, this is an opportunity to serve, this is an opportunity to help bridge a gap. And there's so many opportunities to serve and help others, and I'm not saying, hey, you're going to be able to jump on every single opportunity. That's not what I'm saying at all. Actually, what I am saying is be aware of the environment and situation. And so always look for those opportunities to serve and become the best version of yourself possible. Now, how do you do that? How do you become the best version of yourself possible? Well, here's how you do that. Track your small wins. What are some things that you can do every single day that you can track? Maybe you wrote a note or sentence in your journal, right? Write a journal. Maybe you posted online. Maybe you reached out to somebody you haven't talked to in months. Maybe you had a conversation with somebody that you've been avoiding for a while. And I've been in that situation. Coaching basketball, especially dealing with parents and athletes and having heart to heart and having hard conversations. Where I'm at in my career is, hey, you don't have to be here. Your player, your family, and I respect y'all and I love y'all decision. But if you don't like the way I'm coaching or the way I say something, then no disrespect. You have to go do your own thing. And it's not just not trying to be disrespectful. I think oftentimes in today's society we get it confused. But I've been doing this over 2 decades, coaching athletes, and I knew the parallels from coaching athletes to helping people unlock their potential is so neck and neck. It's finite. But like I said, it's easier when working with athletes because you can see the progress through their skills, through their mental growth, through the physicality, through the ability to do a thing. And so I've been coaching, for a long time. And so not as long as some other people, right? I'm just talking in terms for me and in terms of staying, that's been the most consistent thing in my life, being a coach and understanding, okay, I know who I am. I'm comfortable in that. I'm a basketball coach, right? And deeper than that, I'm a mentor to these athletes. I'm a mentor, and I show them the way. And I say, hey, this is where you're at. This is where we're going. This is the potential. And I think this is why visions are so important and be able to drive the vision for people, especially in your company and organization, saying, this is where we're at. This is where we're going. These are things that we have to do. Like, I honestly don't like getting on doing videos. Some days I don't want to do anything because I'm going 6, 7 days a week. It's part of it, like I'll have kids that I'll say, have you been working on your craft? Oh, I've been so busy, my family. And I want to say this as nice as like, if you're a sports family, stop allowing your kids to make excuses. Stop building in excuses for your kids, because then what are they going to do when they're in the real world and they're adulting and they're trying to figure this life out? But you created an environment that they can't rise above their potential because you shelter them by saying, "Oh, your coach is demanding too much. Your coach is expecting you to way too much." What do you think their job is going to do? What do you think their family is going to do? I got a family I got to take care of. You think I can just sit back and be like, "Oh, it's all chill"? No, I have to get out and get it, and sometimes to the detriment. Sometimes to the good, sometimes to the bad. So my job as a mentor for young basketball players, especially boys, is to show like, hey man, there's got to be a level of commitment and sacrifice here. I get your family says family time is important, and it is. But what do you do when your family's looking to you to provide and you can't do that? Do you cower down and say, oh, I'm just gonna let life beat me up, or say, okay, I'm gonna push, I'm gonna take it a step at a time. I'm gonna push this boulder up this hill, push this boulder. And that's what it feels like. It's like pushing a boulder up the hill. And you're taking a step at a time, 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 taking a step at a time. And it's one rep at a time. It's 1 foot at a time. It's going up this uphill battle. It's a steep hill. And so for anybody that's achieving for success, I get it. Especially whenever the imposter syndrome kicks in, and it's kicking your butt, and it's fighting you, and that's the toughest battle to deal with. And so as a coach, I help those players do that. So what I'm saying is, parents and athletes and anybody that's in leadership, stop trying to make it easy for dudes, man. Stop trying to make it easy for girls, man. Stop trying to make it easy for these athletes because you think the coach is doing some type of thing. Do you understand? Life is hard, and so you have to develop, have to be callous to hard. And there's a difference in mental, like developing the mentality that it takes to be great, and being, as people would say, harsh, too harsh, abusive, right? Those are the terms people would like to label on people that's holding kids to a high standard. That's not the case at all. And so, I noticed this in adulting. It's really easy to outwork people because the pain that comes with it is unbearable to a lot of people. I've been there. I've been going through it my whole life. And so I'm just getting better at dealing with the pain and say, you know what? This is what it takes. I've officially, on basketball coaching is easy. In life in general, this is what it is. This I gotta do this every single day. Gotta wake up, do it every single day. I don't care what social media is great with tricking you into believing that. I just thank God that I figured out some things. And the most important thing that I've figured out is yielding to God's word and letting God be the sovereign ruler of my life. Simple as that. Simple as that. Now, I know judgmental people be like, you this and that. Yep, you're 1,000% correct. You're 1,000% correct. But that being said, I can't let other people's opinions affect what I got going on. There's 8 billion people in the world or more. So we can't sit around and cry and, oh my gosh, they don't like me. They're not gonna like you. They don't like you today, they're not gonna like you tomorrow. So in the coaching world, I deal with that a lot. I'm very public, and I have people that don't like me for whatever reasons because I said something they don't like, or my personality. That's on them. That's their, if I'm coming off rude and mean, different story. Right. And so I'm just teaching somebody because I know there's going to be youth listening to these podcasts in the future. So I'm speaking towards the future generations. How do I deal with it? You just got to grit your teeth, man, and deal with it. Hit it straight on, hit it heads on. And that's just a reality of the situation. And so for some people that want to be entertained, I'm not an entertainer like that. I'm a coach, I'm a teacher, I'm a mentor. I'm not here to entertain you. If you want to get entertainment, go on TikTok. If you want to get entertainment, get on Reels. Go on Comedy Central, whatever. But I'm not here to entertain. I'm here to grow your mind. I'm here to grow you. So yeah, make a decision. I made a decision today. I didn't feel like it, but I made a decision to get on here and record. I made a decision to relaunch my merch store now that I know what the heck I got going on. I didn't know what I didn't know what I didn't know 8 months ago. And so I'm ready to redo this thing. I'm ready to relaunch and refocus and grow and develop. And being aware, I think a lot of people lack awareness. And I think when you finally do make a decision, even if it's an imperfect decision, which I heard a lot of that this week, your brain starts to figure out, okay, where can we go? I think a lot of people undercut their potential by trying to live to it. And then a lot of people shortcut their potential by not surpass. Rise above your potential. That's the name of the podcast. Rise above potential. I want you to rise above potential. I want you to rise above the thing that you think you're good at, and let's get better. right? And don't back down to nobody just because they don't like what you said. I mean, never mind. I'm not even going to get into where you listen to these. Anyways, so this is what I want for you. If you haven't, like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. My job is to be a coach. My job is to be a mentor. My job is to serve you through this community content. I did write a book called Just Do Your Job. If you're interested in it, go on my website. You can purchase it. I'll get it mailed out to you. If you're not interested, no sweat. If you're interested in my shirts, buy it. If you're not, no sweat. There is no pressure at all. I'm just thankful for whoever tunes into this episode, and I thank you. It's been another edition of the Rise Above Potential podcast. Have a great day. As Coach Ford, Mr. Dreams to Reality. I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all giving me the opportunity to practice and develop and grow as an individual, and that's the most important component. And I think if we focus on growth and development, we'll see long-term success, not just short-term success, right? And it's important every single day that you get and you're blessed with, because not every day is promised. So the days you get, let's make those days count. Let's go full tilt, and let's not put off any work for tomorrow. And like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. Have a good day.